For years, I would spiral after any criticism took place. My boss criticized a recent project I did, or if my friend left me on red, or if someone ghosted me at that I was dating. Everything I would take so close to heart, and it destroyed my self-worth. And I'm gonna talk about today how to not take things personally. And if you're young and you realize these few things and you start putting them into practice, like, your life is gonna be so much better because of it. I had a huge wake-up call, and that wake-up call was joining the Navy. I was 25 years old, I showed up to boot camp, and I just realized, like, holy crap, I'm either gonna have to get thick skin like right now, or I'm just gonna be crying in the corner and not be strong enough to handle any of this. Because when you go to boot camp, you're constantly being yelled at, you're constantly being told what a piece of shit you are, you're told that you can't do it, that you're not good enough, that you're probably gonna quit. Like, you're fed all of these negative things that are just these outside voices. And you start to realize none of this matters. Your opinion doesn't matter, your opinion doesn't matter, like, none of this freaking matters. What matters is the things that you tell yourself on the inside. Because if you're hearing these external things and then you start telling yourself those same things, you're gonna start believing it. But if you hear something negative or something that isn't true about yourself, and then you combat that with, you know what, no, actually I know my worth, actually I know that's not true, I know that's wrong, then you don't allow yourself to believe the lies that other people are telling you. I want you to understand that people's reactions or their projections onto you is not about you, it's about them. You'll notice, like, if you go out in public these days and someone just gets pissed off super easily, or there's like a Karen in the grocery store that, you know, wants the last loaf of bread or whatever, and she just starts freaking out, like, there's something going on in her life that has nothing to do with you. And sometimes it's just easier to be like, okay, like, you do you, I'm gonna go on my way and just, like, let this energy deflect off of me and not take it personally. Because if you're a stranger and you're coming at somebody and you start attacking somebody verbally, they don't know a damn thing about you. So obviously them attacking you is something ugly that's inside of them that it's just coming out sideways. So that's the first thing, is just realizing that not every interaction is about you. It's a lot of times a deflection or a projection about that person and the things that they're dealing with. Another way that I stopped taking things personally was realizing you need to separate your criticism from your identity. So instead of saying, I was criticized at work, say, my work was criticized. It's not about you. Or maybe, like, you had friends over and the dinner that you cooked, like, wasn't their taste. Instead of thinking, I'm a terrible cook, I can't cook, think, actually, it just wasn't their taste, so it didn't match up. Like, separate the thing from your identity. Just because something bad happens or someone says something negatively about you, it doesn't make that automatically true and part of your identity. Just because I was in boot camp getting yelled at about how I was gonna quit and how I wasn't strong enough, doesn't mean that was true. It's just kind of a way, it's kind of like a mind manipulation tool that they use to really see who has the strength and what it takes to get through, the mental fortitude, building up that personality, building up that grit. Those are all things that you need when you join the military. So the things that I'm telling you right now are things that I learned in my mid-20s that I wish I would have known earlier. And they just keep getting enhanced as I get older, that not everything is about you, and not taking things personally, you can live such a peaceful life. What you also want to do is recognize your emotional triggers. So the things that, like, for me, I'm getting vulnerable right now. I have always felt like imposter syndrome with life. Like, I feel like I'm not smart enough or intelligent enough, and although I've completed all these things and these accolades, and I was an intelligence specialist in the Navy and, like, all these amazing things, I still have this script in my head that runs, and it's just like, you're not smart enough, you should know more about that, like, your vocabulary is obtuse, like, all these different things that just run in my mind that are obviously not true. So for me, a trigger is anytime someone challenges my intellectual ability. Like, I freak out. Like, I shut down, or I just start getting these bad thoughts in my head. And it's realizing, I realized like, you know what, no, that's actually not true. That's just the script that I play in my head, that when I was in kindergarten, like my kindergarten teacher wanted to hold me back, and I had to get tutoring a lot as a kid, and I failed math class, and like all these things that did happen, but I've combat that, and I've since come back, and I have worked really hard, and all these things that make me being unintelligent extremely untrue. So it's just recognizing your emotional triggers. If someone says you're ugly and you just have felt ugly your whole life, of course you're gonna get triggered. But it's just knowing that, okay, here is the thing that was said, and then here are all the truths that make that thing not true. And it's just kind of having that writing list in your head, like, oh, I did this, I have a loving spouse, like all these things that are proof that the thing that you're combating is wrong. I want you to expand your perspective. The thing that you're so worried about right now, is it gonna matter in 5 years? The thing that someone told you, or the emotional trigger that you got tripped up today, are you gonna remember that in 5 years? The person that ghosted you, do you even know his name anymore? Like, honestly, perspective is beautiful because it gives you a wider lens of the reality. And if it doesn't matter in the next 5 years, it's not gonna matter tomorrow. So just have that mindset shift of, you know what? This isn't gonna matter. I'm not gonna take it personally. We're gonna let it roll off our back like water off a duck's back. You know what I mean? Like, just let it go. And I know it's hard, but just think about the reality of, is this going to matter in the future? Some practical techniques that you can use to not take things personally is, number one, pause. Take a second, hear what the other person is saying, and don't say anything. Just kind of process the information. If they're attacking you, of course, stand up for yourself or walk away. But kind of think about, okay, is this about them, or is this really truly about me and my situation that's going on? 2, ask the curious questions. So if something triggered you, think, what could this mean? Is this really what they're trying to say, or is this something deeper? Is this a friendship that's coming at me that has all these grudges held against me, and there's one thing that tipped them off, and now it's about that, and it's not even about the thing that they're getting mad at? So be curious, ask questions, really slow down, and just say, okay, let's take 2 seconds. Like, is this really about this thing that you're saying, or is this about all the other things that you've held on to? Number 3, evidence gathering. So like I was saying, for me, if someone calls me stupid, it's the evidence that actually, no, I'm really not stupid. I'm intelligent. I have a master's degree. Like, I have all this evidence to show me that I'm smart. So you're the one that has the issue, not me, and letting it go. And then number 4 is having compassion on yourself. So if you do get tripped up or triggered or offended, taking a step back and saying, you know what, ouch, this like really hurts my inner child, but I'm not gonna let it ruin my entire day. And maybe sitting with it for 5 minutes, or going on a walk and processing it. But when you come back from the walk, it's go time. You're going back to who you are, and you're a total badass. So that is what you go back to. Allow yourself to be hurt for 5 minutes, but then get right back into your high vibe, operating in love self. So I'm not perfect. I still take things personally. I still have friends that hurt my feelings, and things that people say that don't vibe with me. The thing is getting better every day, and getting better, showing up as a better version of who you are than you were yesterday. That's all that life is. We're all here for the first time. We're all learning for the first time on this planet. So just try to do better. Be more compassionate about yourself and others around you, and maybe realize, like, hey, if someone's coming off a certain way, like maybe they're having a really bad day. Maybe they're, someone just got cancer in their life. Like, you never really know what somebody's going through, but you do have the power to react, and you do have the power to walk away from bad situations. So if you found this helpful, please subscribe and drop a comment of what you want to practice, what you want to put into play. What are some things that offend you? What are some of your triggers? I shared some of mine. I would love to know some of yours. But until then, I will catch you guys later.